Oliver, Democratic candidate for mayor here in the city of Philadelphia.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Key to the City. I'm here with DJ Bugsy. Riel is not in today. This is the Deli Ground Radio Show. The time has come. I know he's a little late, but it's definitely understood considering, what he's been going through and what's going on. So I definitely want to welcome Doug Oliver to the Deli Ground Radio Show. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Why vote for Doug Oliver?
Well, I think that Philadelphia's not been a city that's particularly welcoming to outside interests. And outside could mean geographically, outside of our borders, or outside in terms of the way we think. The biggest benefit of somebody like Doug Oliver in this race is that it's a new perspective. It's a different set of eyes on challenges that have faced the city for decades, if not longer. It's an attitude of can-do. It's an attitude of bootstrapping, of putting our city on our own back and creating the environment that we want. And I think that's representative of young people, oftentimes disruptive. And there's a difference between disruptive and disrespectful. I've never been disrespectful, but I do like to shake it up a little bit to kind of keep it interesting. And as our city continues, we've always been a national and international city, but now with the things that are coming, we have a Pope coming to our city. We have the Democratic National Convention coming to our city. We have the Forbes Summit for under 30 coming to our city again. We got the Made in America coming to our city. We are on the spotlight, and I want to show the city that we are as ripe and ready as we know we are. And there's something about youth that gives you that perspective, so long as that youth is understanding that there's a big city, lots of interests, and they all need to be taken into consideration. I remember, I don't know if y'all got these same stories, but I remember because I bounced around so many schools as a kid, I was always getting dropped in a situation where I didn't know anybody. Okay. And I had to somehow find some way to survive. So you kind of get good with the gift of gab. Sometimes you got to get good with your hands a couple times. Right. But nothing made it easier than somebody who vouched for you. I'm a rare bird around here because a lot of folks that are interested in politics the way I haven't been fortunate enough or lucky enough to have the experiences that they can now run for mayor because nobody invited me. Right. There's a few people that took me under their wings from a political standpoint, and those folks, ironically, aren't in the game anymore. But they're sitting on the sidelines saying, I think we've given you enough. Show people what we've taught you. Right. I'm so lucky, but most politicians haven't done that. I think our kids need to have that connection or somebody to vouch for them. And that's why programs like Philadelphia Youth Network are important in terms of not only giving high school students internships, but experiences and people that they can draw from. Right. Colleges and universities will all tell you how important an internship is, because that internship is your first foray into work. For all the people that get stopped that are African American, we get disproportionately stopped, and what you find when you do your frisk is nothing in large percentages of the time. Now sometimes you do find something, right. But you can't stop that many people without reason and find nothing and then continue to operate the program, which is why not just me, but every candidate that's running for mayor has committed that if they become elected, stop and frisk will end.
What can you do to bring me back? Yeah. I left because I have kids. They ain't staying in the Philly school system. It's just issues with the bullying and things like that. So what do you propose? How can you bring me back to Philly? People that actually love Philly and would love to be there but can't for whatever reason, whether it's the schools or the violence or things like that.
I think inherent in the question was the answer. You mentioned it. They ain't going to these schools. That's number one. Here's the thing that I found to be real interesting. If I go and meet with different special interest groups, they are very clear about what they want. If I go meet with the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers, PFT, they'll say, here's our 7-step plan. Do you support it? And I'll look and I'll say, okay, yes, no, yes, no. Okay. I'll meet with the Bike Coalition. They'll say, these are the 6 things we want you to co-sign on. Okay. And you can meet with almost any special interest group and they'll tell you. They have an agenda. Right. When you meet with millennials, when you meet with young folks and you say, what's your game plan? They go, impress me. What you gonna do for me? The very question that you just asked is the question that I'm asked. And the challenge is that because they don't necessarily know, you're gonna have to figure it out.
Earlier we talked about Black Lives Matter and police brutality. I just want to know what's your standpoint as a mayor in the city of Philadelphia. How do you challenge that when it pertains to police officers doing things wrong to individuals in the city? What's your plan on that?
Here's a couple things, and I often get myself in trouble here because I've never been afraid to confront real issues or speak my mind. Sometimes folks would prefer I didn't, or prefer that it just not be discussed.
Okay.
I think this is at least two sides to every story, and certainly there are with respect to police brutality.